Well, over the last few days I have put all the trains away and packed a lot of the loose stuff in my train room. Today I get to start dismantling the layout, ready for relocation to a bigger site. The harbour section is the first one to go. I've already taken away the control point from here. I've also disconnected all the wires. I've removed the light that was over the workbench, and I've taken out the 5 bolts that join the sections together. Oh, I also had about a dozen screws attaching it to this cabinet down here. I think now it should come out. But first I still have some loose structures to get rid of. So let's do that now. Well, here is that first section in the other room, all ready to be crated up. I did have one slight foul up, or misjudgment, whatever you want to call it. I only undid 5 of the 6 bolts. There was another one that I'd forgotten about right in the middle where I could neither see nor reach. But it's in here now. I just need to run out in the garage, cut some plywood and build myself a crate. Well, the next step is a little bit more complicated. These 3 sections along this wall are all tightly locked together. And if we look in this corner, that tunnel goes into the thickness of the wall cavity. So this corner section has to stay until after the middle section has been removed. Once I've undone the 3 sets of bolts, this corner will push about an inch further away from the aisle in both directions, leaving me enough wiggle room to get the middle section out. Before I can do that, I have about a gazillion wires to unscrew so I can get rid of the control panel. And I have 3 more strip lamps built in under the layout for workbench lighting, and those also have to come out. There's another control board under there which I have to get out, and that is a pain because I can't get the screwdriver lined up with the hinge screws. So getting that out is a little bit awkward. So it's probably going to take me a couple of hours before I am ready to move any more sections out. Well, it's been a couple of hours and it's been a fight. I've got the control panel off and all the bolts out. Some of the bolts under here I just could not reach, and I had to get inventive. But they're all separated now. And this section in the corner was supposed to slide a lot more than it did. The trouble is I have wires behind it that I still need for the lighting, so I can't take those out yet. I was only able to get about 1/4 of an inch. I'm hoping that's going to be enough to gently slide this middle section out. If not, I'm going to have to think of another plan. There's only one way to find out. Well, after a couple of days of dismantling, I am basically back to where I was a couple of years ago, with the layout stopping here. And I've just found an Easter egg or a time capsule or whatever you want to call it. The track diagram for the temporary staging yard is still taped to the wall behind the backdrop. I've got to get rid of all this junk before I can get under the layout to take out the bolts and then get the next section off. So that will be the next task, but I need a breather. Well, this is what my training room looks like now. A week ago I had a working model railroad in here. I still have a lot of blocks of wood attached to the wall, and of course the lighting valance is coming down. There is no point in trying to save it. I'm paying the movers by the pound, and it's all heavy wood. It will cost about 4 times as much to move it as it will to buy the wood and build another one. And of course it probably won't fit the new space. So that's just going to get cut up in situ and burnt. The only thing left in this room that I still want are the wall tracks and shelving brackets. Of course, getting the lights down was a lot easier than putting them up because there was no layout in the way. I was able to just walk underneath it and take them out easily without having to bend or stretch. No need to lean over the layout backwards. Anyway, another week and this will once again be a pristine room ready for the new owners of the home. Well, that lighting valance came down a lot faster than it went up. I've still got a lot more work to do in here. There's all sorts of stuff still attached to the walls. I'm going to be salvaging the shelving tracks for use on the next layout, and all the wood is coming down. I'm just burning it outside as I take it down. So by tomorrow I should be able to start fixing the drywall. Well, here is what is left of the lighting valance. About half of it has been burnt already, and the rest of it I will gradually throw on the fire a little piece at a time until it's all gone. I don't want to get the fire too big and risk getting it dangerous. Well, several more hours have passed, and as you can see, the big pile of wood is no more. I have just put the last piece on the fire. Now here is the rest of the basement. I have 2 great big mountains of boxes packed. There is this one here and this one over here. My work table is still a mess. I still have some pictures to crate up and all my tools to put away. But virtually everything you see in these 2 piles came out of the train room. It's hard to believe just how much stuff there was in there.